Good day, traders. How are you doing? How you doing? How's been your week today? I hope it's been profitable in your week. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. You can hear me loud and clear and confirm you can see my screen. How has been the week? How has been the week? Sincerely speaking, it's really been challenging. It's really been challenging. JPY and Euro JPY and both trade hit my SL. GBP JPY and Euro JPY. I took a trade on. No. I took a trade today on Euro JPY and that is a massive profit. That's a massive profit. Popo, I'm in class. I'm in class. Go and meet one. Bobo, I'm in class. Go and meet one. Go and. Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's really been a very challenging week. I congratulate those who sold GBP USD, Euro USD yesterday or since Monday. If you've been selling Euro USD, GBP USD since Monday, you should have made so much profit on Euro USD. Okay, you should have made so much money. I was expecting GU, AU, NU. I was expecting a retracement. I was expecting to see GU, AU buy, retrace, pull back before selling. Well, it didn't play out as expected. It didn't play out as expected. So I didn't take a trade on because I didn't see my setup on the chart. I didn't see my setup to buy on the chart. And I didn't take the sell because my bias is bullish. My bias is bullish, so I didn't take the sell. But congrats to those who sold. I believe you have made so much money. So if you have any question, if you have any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. You all are welcome. You're welcome. I can see you, Ebuka, Star Victory. I can see you. I can see you. You're all welcome. You're welcome. Drop a comment if you're in this class. Drop a comment so that I can acknowledge your presence in today's class. Okay, so please let me know which pair you want me to analyze. So let's start. I'm currently on yen basket chart. Let's see. Yen has been bearish, and that is why Euro JPY has been bullish. I'm in profit of over 100 and something pips on Euro JPY. I've already closed 70% of the profit I've made on that trade. I've closed 70% on Euro JPY. So let's see here. Let's start with the daily time frame. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay. So you can see what we have on the daily time frame. First thing they did this morning was to sweep the liquidity residing at the high of yesterday. They swept the liquidity residing at the high of yesterday. And after sweeping the liquidity, let's see on 4-hour, we would see a bearish reversal pattern. Can you see that? We had a relative equal high yesterday. So what they did this morning was to sweep that liquidity. And after sweeping that liquidity, what pattern do we have? Shooting star. This is a bearish shooting star. And if you go down to 1 hour, you would see a bearish, you can see. After the formation of the shooting star on 4-hour, we go down to 1 hour, see the pattern we had on 1 hour. You can see what we have here. This is an engulfing pattern. We had a shooting star and also an engulfing candle. You can see this is an engulfing candle, and I believe if you go down to lower time frames like 15 minutes or 5 minutes time frame, the market closed below a support after the formation of this candle. Let's just see what we had on 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes, you can see we had a support at this point. The market closed below that support. Let's go to 5 minutes. So So on 5 minutes, you can see what we had here. Yeah, you can see here we had, you can see what we had here on, we had mitigation. This was a mitigation, right? Price respected the previous high. That was the mitigation. Then we had a support here. You can see this is the mitigation block. Can you see that? This is the mitigation block. And what happened after price broke out from that area? You can see we had this mitigation block here. Price, after shifting market structure, what happened? Price pulled back to the mitigation block and there was a strong rejection from that. So if you didn't enter, sell from this point, if you didn't sell yen from this point, you would have sold after the formation of this engulfing pattern at this point because price pulled back to this mitigation block. You can see that, or you call it your resistance turn support. You can see this. This was a resistance, a support turn resistance. You can see that. So that's the reason for the sell. So this would have been a good entry for sell on for yen. Okay, and my bias still remains bearish for the yen. For the past few weeks, I've been bearish on yen. I've been bearish on yen, and what we've seen so far, I think, is just a pullback. Like I told you, there is a high probability yen is going to come sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low, and also below these lows, we have this fair value gap here. Yen might come to fill this fair value gap. Okay, that's my bias. That's my take on yen. My bias is still bearish. Once it breaks this support, that will be a strong confirmation it's coming for these lows. And if it closes below these lows, then it's coming for this fair value gap. So yen, my bias still remains bearish on the yen. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Mr. Gbadamosi, Mr. Gbadamosi, the trader. I know you have made money on Australian dollar USD, GBP USD. You sent me a message on WhatsApp that you're going to sell if GDP data is positive for the dollar. And I think it was positive. I think, yeah. So I believe you have made so much profit on GU, AU, NU. I know you sold one of those pairs. Congratulations. Okay, Mr. Debayo. Good morning, sir. It's been a while. Mr. Joseph. Mr. Debayo, it's been a while. Since Monday, I have not, it appears you've not joined the class. I didn't see you on Monday. I didn't see you on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Okay, there was no class on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't see you. Hope all is well. Hope all is fine. Okay. So let's see DXY, dollar index. Dollar index is still bullish. This is the weekly time frame. Dollar is still bullish. Dollar is still bullish. Dollar is still bullish. It's still bullish. Let me start with the weekly. Dollar is still bullish. It is still bullish, but I believe dollar will retrace soon. So it will not be wise to buy dollar from the current market price. It will not be wise to buy dollar from the current market price. I believe dollar will retrace soon. If not this week, next week, dollar will retrace. Dollar will retrace. Let's see daily. Okay, so yesterday was strongly bullish. Okay, strongly bullish. So for today, I'm neither bullish nor bearish for the dollar. For today, I'm neither bullish nor bearish, but I'm looking out for opportunity to sell dollar. But there's no setup for sell yet on the dollar, on dollar index. There's no setup for sell. So I would have to wait for today's candle to close. I'm not going to make any decision until the close of today's candle. Okay, one would have bought dollar from this point. So if you didn't buy from this point, you cannot buy it from this point. As far as I'm concerned, it's overbought. It's overbought. Okay, so I would love to see it. It has created a fair value gap here on a daily time frame. I would love to see it fill this fair value gap it has created on daily or 4-hour time frame. Price should pull back to a discount area. Okay, price should pull back to a discount area. This will be the first discount. This is the recent swing low, swing high. So this will be the discount. So if I'm going to risk buying the dollar, I want to see price retrace to fill this fair value gap at least. Okay, before taking a risk. If it breaks out from this fair value gap, the next fair value gap will be this fair value gap. Okay, or this fair value gap. So those are the areas I will be considering buying. So the candlestick pattern that forms after price fills this gap will determine if I would go bullish on. But if I see opportunity to sell the dollar, okay, I would sell dollar. If I see the opportunity, if I see my setup on the chart, I would sell dollar. But right now, my setup is not on the chart. I can't see the opportunity to buy right now. So I'm just watching. I will just be watching the dollar. Okay, so all right. So you work. Okay, all right, all right. It's okay. Which pair do you want me to analyze? Okay, gold. So let's see GBP USD, Euro USD, and on USD JPY. Then we'll look at gold. Let me use this for my currency pairs. For those of you who are yet to get my course, please do that. The price is now 5,000. If you didn't get it for 3,000, you should get it for 5,000 before it goes up to 10,000 naira. That is the goal, 10,000 naira. So get it today for just 5,000 naira. By next week, you have to pay 10,000 naira to access the course. And for those who are getting the course as bonus, you get access to 1 week free trading signal. 1 week free trading signals. You also have access to the Zoom classes. Okay. So you want to learn how to use this indicator, this exact strategy. Okay, I designed this strategy for new traders. And if you're an experienced trader too, that you're still struggling to identify reversal, candlestick pattern, support, resistance, change of shifting market structure, break of structure with this indicator, just this indicator, you'll be able to identify all that. Okay, you don't need to crack your brain. Okay, so let's start with GBP USD. So GBP USD is still very bearish. Still very bearish, still very bearish, still very bearish. Okay, it's likely going to come sweep this liquidity. You can see we have this fair value gap here. Price came, tested this fair value gap at this point. Okay, this was the first attempt. So it might, this is where I'll be considering buying. Okay, so I would like to see GBP USD sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. After sweeping the liquidity residing at this previous low, if a bullish reversal pattern forms, I would look for buys on GBP USD. Okay, if this low, if it sweeps the liquidity residing at this low and a bullish reversal pattern forms on a daily time frame or 4-hour time frame, I will be going bullish on the I'll go bullish here on GBP USD. I'll go bullish on GBP USD. I can't sell GBP USD at the moment. GBP USD has already moved. It has gone far. Okay, it's been selling. Today is Thursday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it started selling at the open of the market. It started selling at the open of the market. You can see that. So it's been bearish and it is still bearish. You cannot buy GBP USD with what I'm seeing on the chart. You cannot buy GBP USD. The only reason you want to buy GBP USD from the current market price would be that would be because you missed this opportunity to sell. This opportunity to sell. That would be the reason for you to want to buy GBP USD from the current market price. You feel it's oversold and you want to buy. No, there's no pattern that indicates that we have more buyers in the market for us to buy. Okay, so don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. I would have bought GBP USD today if after the close of yesterday candle, the last 1 hour candle, the high of the last bearish candle on 1 hour, if the market had closed above the high of this last candle on 1 hour time frame, I would have considered buying GBP USD, but the market is still trading below the high of this candle. That tells me that the sellers, the bears are still in control. The bears are still in control. There's a high probability GBP USD is going to break this yesterday low. Yeah, yesterday low. There's a high probability it's going to break that low. So if I'm going to take any trade on GBP USD, it would be a sell. And the best entry for the sell would have been at this point. You can see what we had here. Finding top, hanging man. Okay. So this would have been a good entry. Now, if you have not sold, wait. That's my advice. Wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Because I see these highs here. There was an attempt to fill this fair value gap here. So these highs, I see it as liquidity. I see these highs as liquidity. So if you want to sell GBP USD today, wait for price to pull back into the zone. And when price pulls back into the zone, ensure there is a zigzag indicator, okay, above a candle on 15 minutes time frame. Okay, ensure the zigzag is above a candle on 15 minutes time frame or 5 minutes time frame, and also ensure 1 hour candle closes below this zone. That will be the best time to take a sell on GBP USD. Okay, want to know more about this zigzag indicator? More details on in my video course. Okay, more details in my video course. That's what I use sometimes, most times, for my entry. Okay, so that's it for sell. I'm going to sell GBP USD. GBP USD pulls back to this zone, and what I just shared with you, those patterns I'm expecting to see here forms, I'm going to sell GBP USD. Okay, I'm going to sell it. If it pulls back to this zone and I see my setup to sell, okay, I'm going to take a sell, and my stop loss will be at this zone. I could even take a sell now. Since the bias is bearish, let me see the risk. If I take a sell from this point, this is about 40 pips. So I will go in with, I think I will take a sell on GU. Okay, take a sell. My stop loss will be at this point. This is 41 pips. I'm just going to go in with 30% of my daily drawdown. Okay, 30% of my daily drawdown. I'm not going all in on this trade. Now, if price pulls back to this zone, I will add more trade to the sell. I will add more sells. If it pulls back and I see my setup, I'm going to sell from that zone, take more trades. Okay, but right now I'm just going to go in with maybe 20% or 30% of my daily drawdown. By that I mean, if my daily drawdown is $50 on this trade, I will risk maybe $10-15 on this trade, while I waiting or hoping that price will pull back to this zone for me to add more. Okay, that was what I did on Euro JPY this morning. I just went in with few lot size, small lot size, and I was hoping that price would pull back to my area of interest. Price didn't pull back. Okay, the market went in my direction, and I made the place, though not much. I made some profit on that trade. The trade is still active now. Okay, as you know, everything in trading is probability. There is no guarantee that price will pull back to this zone. If it doesn't pull back to this zone, what would happen if price keeps going down? I'm going to miss that move, right? So it's best I go in with small lot size. Even if I wouldn't make much money on the trade, at least I would make some profits, okay? Instead of just knowing the trend and not taking advantage of the trend. I hope you get what I'm saying. So going with small lot size, take that small risk, and if price pulls back to your point of interest, you add to the trade. I think that's the best way to manage risk. So guys, I want to take the trade. A few minutes, please. Let me take the trade on GU. I want to take the trade. I'm going with small lot size, please. Small lot size. Small lot size. I'm going with very small lot size. So I'm going to add later if it pulls back to my area of interest. Okay, so I've taken the trade on Euro USD, selling my stop loss, the high of this candle. That's 1.3282. Do we have a major news today, guys? Is there any major news for the dollar? Have you guys checked the calendar? Any major news for the dollar today? I know tomorrow is NFP. Any major news for the dollar today? 3282. Okay, let's move to the next pair. Euro USD. Same. Euro USD should be selling to now. Okay. Euro USD should be selling to. Let me see if I can take a trade also on Euro USD. Let me see. So let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so yesterday strongly bearish, and strongly bearish. Price has pulled back. Okay, let's see if it has filled the fair value gap on a lower time frame. So you can see we had this fair value gap. This is another good setup, I think. Okay, this is a good setup. You can see price has pulled back to fill this fair value gap it created on 4-hour. So I think it's going for this low. So if I go down to 1 hour, what I want to identify on 1 hour, I want to see my zigzag indicator above this high, and also on 1 hour I want to see a bearish reversal pattern on 1 hour, and also I want to ensure that on 15 minutes the market is trading below the low of the last bullish candle on 15 minutes. I'm just sharing my strategy with you guys. I'm sharing my strategy with you guys. Okay, get the course, guys, get the course. You want to know more about my strategy, get the course. Okay, so you can see a bearish reversal pattern on 1 hour. You can see that this is an hanging man. This is an hanging man. You can see this is a bearish reversal pattern, hanging man, right? Then let's go to 15 minutes. Last bullish candle on 15 minutes, the market should be trading below that zone. You can see we had this fair value gap here on 15 minutes time frame. Price pulled back to, you can see price pulled back, filled that fair value gap, and you can see that level has been tested several times. Strong rejection from that area. You can see the strong rejection from that area. So this is a sell. So I want to take this trade now. Let me calculate the risk involved. This is 24. Let me use 30 pips. 30 pips stop loss. Take profits is about 50 because I know it's going to come break. So the liquidity residing at this previous low, right? So my stop loss will be, my take profit will be, let's say, several pips below this low. I would leave my take profit open. I will leave it open. Once price gets to this area, I would reduce my risk on the trade. So I'm taking the trade on Euro USD. Euro USD sell 0 points. Okay, let me take this trade. Okay. Sell on Euro USD. Let's see, 1.1465. That's my stop loss. 1.1465. That's my stop loss. 1.1465. Few minutes, please. I don't want to miss this move. Euro. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. Let's look at gold. Okay. Okay, there's a news by 130. Let me confirm that. 130. Okay, copy CE. Price index, employment cost index, unemployment claims. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So let's look at gold. Gold also is about to sell. Gold is about to sell. Let's start with the daily time frame. So yesterday was strongly bullish. We had a support here. You can see this support. There was a breakout from that support. This is a break and retest. Okay, there was a breakout from this support. You can see yesterday broke out from this support, and there is a retest. You can see this is break and retest. Then let's go down to 4-hour. This could be in confluence with a fair value gap on a lower time frame. This your support zone resistance could be confluence with fair value gap on lower time frame. So on 4-hour, we have this fair value gap on 4-hour time frame. Let's see 1 hour. So on 1 hour also, you can see on 1 hour, we have this fair value gap, and this fair value gap is in confluence with, you can see on 15 on 1 hour time frame. You can see we have
Daddy, what is this?
okay, so I'm in a class for Paul. I'm in a class. So you can see the fair value gap here. So it's in confluence with it, but the bearish, I need to wait for, let's see, 1 hour. Okay, this is not a valid bearish reversal pattern. I would have executed the trade, not a valid bearish reversal pattern. Let's see 15 minutes time frame. Let me see what we have on 15 minutes. I'm sure 15 minutes we would be able to identify a bearish reversal pattern. I'm sure of that. 15 minutes. A bearish reversal pattern is already on 15 minutes time frame. You can see that. So a shooting star, shooting star, shooting star, shooting star. It created a support here. It created a support, and the market is trading below the support. You can see the market is trading below the support. So if I'm going to take any risk on gold, it will be sell. If I'm going to take any risk on gold, it would be sell, 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 not buy. That's my take on gold. And if I'm going to take a trade on gold, my stop loss, because we have a fair value gap here, they might still want to come fill. My stop loss must be above this fair value gap. Okay, my stop loss must be above this fair value gap. So I think if I'm selling gold, my stop loss will be at this point. Wow, this is much. 278 pips. 278 pips. Or you could set it above this level. Okay, 100 pips. Instead of taking 278 pips, first take 100 pips. If your stop loss gets cleared at this point, it means they're coming to fill this fair value gap. Patiently wait for that fair value gap to be filled before you take a second trade. Okay, so I don't risk more than 100 pips on gold. So if I'm going to take a trade on gold from this zone, my stop loss will just be 100 pips, which will be at this point, somewhere around here. And my target would be this, what's that? Okay. So that's my take on gold. My bias for gold today is still bearish. It's still bearish. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know. If there's any other pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section if there's any other pair you want me to analyze. 3323. Okay. And like I said, it's not a bad, everything in trading is probability. It's probability. Price, you can see at this area also where price is at the moment. You can see we have several resistance and support, several resistance of support. So price might not come to fill this gap. Okay. That's why I said if you want to take it from the current market price, if the risk setting your stop loss at this point is too high for you, then you should patiently wait, hope that price would, come fill this fair value gap. But I don't think there's anything wrong if you go in with small lot size at this point. In the case that price does not pull back to this area, you can go in with small lot size, even though it's 0.01 or 0.02. You can go in with that lot size. And if price comes back to this area, pulls back to this zone, fine. You still have some dollars to risk, then you take more trade. That's the way I approach the markets. Hoping that price will pull back to this zone, it doesn't happen. You'll feel bad if you miss the trade. If you miss the trade, you were right Your prediction was correct. You knew the trend of the market, but you didn't take any trade you didn't execute any trade. You'll feel bad about it. So I always advise that you go in with small lot size. That's why I always advise that you have good capital that at least can accommodate you taking small risks before price pulls back to your point of interest. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know if there are no questions. That will be all for today's session. If there are no questions, is there any other pair you want me to analyze? If you're new to trading, I would advise that you get the course, the beginner's guide to Forex trading, the ultimate guide to Forex trading. If you don't want to lose money, if you don't want to fall for scams, get the course. Get the course. Get the course. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars or thousands of naira, to learn how to trade. So it cost me much to acquire the knowledge. It cost me much. I don't want you to pay that much to access the knowledge. Okay, so get the course. Highly recommended for new traders. Highly recommended for new traders. Before you buy any course or before you attend any seminar, you need to learn the strategies that I shared in that course. You need to learn them. You need to learn them. Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Mr. Joseph, Mr. Victory, Mr. Debayo, Ebuka, is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let's see USD card. I know Ebuka, you trade USD card. Let's see USD card. USD card is bullish. It's bullish. It's still bullish. USD card is bullish. USD card is still bullish. USD card is still bullish. It's still bullish. You can see we had a breakout from this resistance this morning. Price breakout from this resistance. We had relative equal high here. So they've swept the liquidity residing at the relative equal high. So this is a buy setup. This is a buy setup. It's a buy. You can see the pattern we had here on 1 hour time frame. You can see price respected the low of this candle. Can you see that? Price respected the low of this candle. And what pattern formed after it respected the low? You also see we had a resistance which became a support. You can see, which is in confluence with the low of this candle. You can see that. A lot of retail traders have executed sell at this point, which was late hour of yesterday. This was the close of the market, last candle for yesterday market. Most retail traders would have executed this because they will see this as a shooting star and their stop losses will be residing at this previous high. So what they did this morning was to sweep the liquidity residing at that high. So it's bullish. It is bullish. USD card is bullish. So like I said, the price of the course is now 5,000 naira. But if you're in this class and you want to get the course today, send me a message on WhatsApp. Okay, send me a message on WhatsApp. You would be given the privilege to access it for 3,000 naira. If you're in this class and you want to get the course, you'll be given the privilege, okay, to access the course for just 3,000 naira today. For those participating on this live stream, just send me a message on WhatsApp so that I'll provide my account details. So you just transfer instead of using the seller link, which is 5,000 naira from now. Okay, so if you want to get it today, just send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can give you my bank details so that you just make payments. Then you have access to the course. So it appears there are no more questions. 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 Okay, so there are no more questions. We have to end the session. I want to appreciate every one of you for your participation. Ebuka, Victory, Ladamosi, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Tonda. I appreciate you all for your participation. and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.